Our next award is the James Farrell Award for Brownfields-Remediation Project of the Year. This year's award goes to the Kettle Point project. This award recognizes the successful remediation and redevelopment of the former Kettle Point oil terminal on the shores of the Providence River in East Providence. To tell us more about this award, please welcome Janet Coit, another long-term friend of the EBC, soon to be former director of the Rhode Island DEM, and soon to be the new member of Governor Raimondo's team at the U.S. Department of Commerce in Washington. Janet, take it away.
Thank you, Dan. I'm honored to introduce the EBC Brownfields-Remediation Project of the Year. DEM is so proud to have been part of the cleanup and reuse of this site, and I want to congratulate all of the engineers, scientists, municipal leaders, and partners who were part of this innovative project. Not only do we have new condos and apartments and modern university orthopedics building, but also better access to the East Bay bike path and a gorgeous pier on Narragansett Bay. We're really proud of this award-winning project and look forward to hearing next from Richard Beccari, the manager of Churchill & Banks, who will tell us more.
This site was very unique that it's located kind of perched upon a bluff above Narragansett Bay, and it's got direct access to 1,500 lineal feet of waterfront. And that's why it was a bulk petroleum storage facility from the 1920s till 1984 or so. So when looking at the site, its highest and best use was for residential, office, campus type setting. Overall, it's about 37 acres of land, and about 20 acres were still contaminated when we were trying to purchase it. The question mark was, can we get the stakeholders, the city of East Providence and the state of Rhode Island and the seller, which was BP Oil, to agree for us to redevelop it for residential? And really what happened was the state, BP, and my legal counsel and Sage Environmental, we all worked together to come up with a plan that worked, and we're able to unlock it as a residential facility. Really, the challenges were in the negotiations up front, in the paperwork and all the documentation that needed to get done in order to get the approvals to go forward. The second set of challenges were convincing lenders and other equity investors and end users, such as University Orthopedics, that the site was going to be clean enough that there was not going to be any environmental liability or issues going forward. And I think the team did a great job of getting that accomplished. Sage Environmental basically, approved and wrote the remedial action work plan for the project, and they implemented it with our company, Churchill & Banks, and William Anthony Excavation, which was the site contractor that did a lot of the work, and a company called Retech that basically took the petroleum contaminated soil, mixed it with some of their proprietary blends of Portland cement and other materials, and basically were able to reuse it on the site. We kind of pioneered this remediation technique, and I think it can be used, it can be successful for not only East Providence, but all of Rhode Island that's got contaminated sites, because it was a very industrial place over the last 100 years. We have a lot of public access. Under the Rhode Island CRMC, Coastal Resource Management Council rules and regs, there's what they call an urban coastal greenway. So to develop a site that's within, I believe it's 200 feet of the waterfront, you have to work with CRMC to get an approval, which allows for public access. And abutting our property is the Squantum State Woods. So we actually created a walking trail that runs through the Squantum State Woods along our property, along the waterfront, and it goes and connects to the East Bay bike path. We also had on the other side of the railroad line, which was now the bike path, was about a 3.5 acre site. We left open space. We renovated the pier, and we turned it into a fishing pier. Well, I think obviously for me, the important outcome was that it was a successful project. But I think from all the stakeholders, what makes it great was that it really provided a formula for other projects like this to move forward. It gives people the confidence that you can work with the state agencies in the city of East Providence, and hopefully other cities and towns that have similar situations to get creative and to not just say, oh, this is so contaminated, it can never be anything but an industrial site, because that certainly isn't the case. And some of the facts of that is, obviously, yes, it was successful, but there was over $150 million that was invested into this site. It's created well over 1,000 construction jobs over the past 6 years. It's created probably well over 150 permanent jobs at University Orthopedics that weren't there before. It's allowed access to the public, whether it's just to bike or to take a walk. We improved the Squantum State Woods by creating another parking lot for there. So there's so many other kind of little intangible things that have been created by this that I think it makes it not just a financial success, but also a success for the whole community.
Janet, thank you for joining us, and thank you for that wonderful introduction. It's great to have you with us, and good luck in Washington. I'm not sure what we're going to do without you. I mean, we're certainly going to miss you, but I'm very optimistic that Terry Gray is going to be able to fill your shoes and do a great job. The team receiving the Brownfields-Remediation Project of the Year award includes Sage Environmental, Churchill and Banks, the Rhode Island DEM, the Coastal Resource Management Council, MG Commercial Real Estate, DePre Engineering, Orson and Brunstein E, the law offices of John Baynard, William Anthony Excavating, and United Retech. So here to accept the award on behalf of the project team is Rick Mandel, EBC board member, chair of the Rhode Island chapter of the EBC, and also principal with Sage Environmental. Rick, it's all yours.
Thank you, Dan, and thank you, Rich and Janet. And Janet, frankly, this award would not have been possible were it not for you, Terry Gray, and Sue Forcier's early recognition of the potential opportunities and statewide impact associated with the Kettle Point project back in 2013. Your team, working with environmental attorneys Mike Donegan, John Baynard, blazed a new regulatory trail, enabling a large brownfield site to be subdivided and remediated, which in turn enabled the financing of over $150 million in development and cleanup. The Kettle Point remediation and development team worked synergistically and in real time with DEM project manager Joe Martella and site remediation chief Kelly Owens to seamlessly perform remedial activities in concert with the redevelopment, saving time and money in the process and bringing the remediation in on time and within budget. Site contractors William Anthony Excavation worked deftly with the Sage team and United Retech to strategically excavate, treat, and beneficially reuse, as part of the development, over 50,000 tons of petroleum impacted soils. This new regulatory approach wasn't a one-off, however. Even now, Janet, you and your staff are working with us just up the river from Kettle Point at the South Key, which is in the development phases to become an offshore wind marshaling facility. And adjacent to South Key is another former oil terminal that you and your staff are applying and expanding on the tools we jointly developed at KP to remediate and redevelop this blighted property into a world-class entertainment venue overlooking Providence Harbor waterfront. And there's a lot more. The Rhode Island Commerce Department has also recognized the benefits of these new tools and their ability to put these otherwise orphaned brownfields parcels back into service as use for the burgeoning offshore wind industry and transforming the Rhode Island economy through investments in green energy. Just like with Kettle Point, all of this cooperation is resulting in the public having access to the shoreline that has been closed off for generations. Everyone wins. And of course, none of this would have been possible without Rich Beccari believing in the ability of all of us on the KP team to make something happen that had never been done before here in Little Rhodey. Thank you, Rich, for the opportunity and your confidence. And last, but by no means least, I'd like to thank the Sage team for making this and our clients' other projects the successes that they are. I am proud to be a member of your team. Thank you.
So, Rick, thank you. Thank you for your forward thinking. I love it. You know how much I like the opportunities that are associated with offshore wind and the potential. So congratulations to the entire team. Congratulations.
And you know, it's exciting that the success of this project is already opening the door for more pioneering remediation techniques on future projects.